spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.
Hello everyone, thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comic books, I love talking about them, I love sharing them with you. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I've also posted a link to the Marvel fan set that I have plot synopsis and character bios for this issue. Marvel Team Up number 64 from 1977. Written by Chris Claremont, penciled by John Byrne. And here we got Spider-Man and the Daughters of the Dragon. Kind of a two-part. Iron Fist was last issue, but then Iron Fist is sort of taken out of commission, so Spider-Man can take over. It's Chris Claremont has sort of been doing these two-parters with Marvel Team Up. I believe Chris Claremont. I have a Spider-Man playlist. That's where you'll find these issues. And Chris Claremont has been basically. We'll go to issue 100, but basically he's doing two-parters. So part one is one hero, but then in part two it kind of finishes with the other. It just he gets one of the heroes out of commission so that Spider-Man can take on the other one here. Dave Cockrum does the cover, and Showdown with the Steel Serpent, If Death Be My Destiny. So cool cover here. John Byrne, it's kind of funny. When he takes over X-Men, Dave Cockrum is still doing covers for him. I think he was Marvel's go-to guy in the 70s. So, all right, let's begin. Right off the bat, we get the credits here. Chris Claremont, in the beginning, he really did like this author. John Byrne, it says artist. He's really just the penciler. Just Dave Hunt is the inker. It looks like he's doing double duty. The late, great Archie Goodwin was the editor. If Death Be My Destiny. So, it says here it's been about 20 minutes after the end of last issue. And here we have Colleen Wing, and Iron Fist is in her bed after being taken out by the Steel Serpent. And so Spidey asks here, how's Iron Fist doing, Doc? He looks pretty rocky, shouldn't we? And then the doctor says, best thing we can do is let him rest. We can talk outside. Misty will give a yell if his condition changes. So, all right. And so the doctor says, Colleen, you said on the phone that Iron Fist was near death when Misty and Spider-Man brought him in. And Colleen says, he is. Not according to my examination, says the doctor. Sure, the kid looks like he's been in a fight, but the actual physical damage is minimal. By rights, he should be up and around in no time. And Colleen says, the body isn't everything, Alice. There's also his spirit. And the doctor says, I'm a doctor, not a witch. I don't know from spirits. And Colleen says, I understand. Thanks for helping, though. And thank Jaren Hogarth for sending you over so promptly. No questions asked. And the doctor says, have it your way then. I'll be back to check on him in the morning. And Spider-Man says, Colleen, I'm no miracle worker. There's a limit to what I can do without proper... Oh, no, sorry. That's the doctor continuing. My fault here. And so she continues here. Iron Fist should be at a hospital. And Colleen says, good night, Alice, and thanks again. So just dismisses her. And Spider-Man says, the lady's right, you know. It seems kind of silly to worry about Iron Fist's secret identity when his life is on the line. And Colleen says, it's not your choice to make, hero. And Spider-Man says, is it yours, Colleen? And she says, yes. Besides, no hospital can help him now. I'm not sure anything can, she says. And here's Misty. The two of them are an item. And Misty says, look at me, all torn up inside over a guy I thought I'd cut off out of my life forever. Funny, I guess, considering the first time I saw you, Iron Fist, I tried to bust your head open. That was here, it's saying in Marvel Premiere 21. Then I got to know you, and I found myself liking what I knew. What we had was good, Danny. I had such hopes. Till you forced me to choose between your friendship and us, and my principles, it would have killed me to give in, but I almost did because you asked me to. I hated I hated you then. That was in Iron Fist 13. By the way, I haven't covered any of those stories. So, and she says, "But now when it's too late, I can't hate you, Danny. I love you." And Danny's up in here and says, "Misty, I know how you feel. Part of me is always known because I felt the same way. I guess the rest of me is a klutz. I need you, Misty. I love you." And Chris Claremont loves his romances. So, um, and so here, Colleen. First of all, real quick, I just wanna. This is such a '70s style. They Spider-Man had a house style, and I think they John Byrne at this time was sort of busting his chops. So they basically said, "This is how we draw Spider-Man." So I bet you that they were pretty rigid with him and drawing Spider-Man, just like DC had a look for Superman. Marvel had a look for Spider-Man here. So Colleen says, "I don't like working in the dark, Wall Crawler. What happened in the park?" And Spider-Man says, "You're being awfully cool about this, lady. I thought Iron Fist was your friend. By the way, look at this. I think he's is he walking? Is he this is this is weird. This is even when you're a newbie, I mean, this looks like something a little kid would do. What do you guys think? Look at this leg. It's just weird. I this doesn't work for me here. And so Colleen says, "He's that and more, but I'm a professional, and when I'm working, emotions only get in the way. Hold it, pal. That's a tatami mat floor. No shoes allowed. You can leave your boots outside." Okay, so he's moving his foot still. This I don't know. Okay, I don't know. For me, I'm kind of like, I don't know. And anyway, since I know what my socks smell like, I think I got a better idea. And so he's gonna wall crawl. He says, "Look, Ma, no hands." And Colleen says, "Cute. Now, do you mind telling me what the blazes is going on?" So we're gonna get an exposition of the previous issue here. And so I am going to skip it because it is in the playlist here. So now we got Misty Knight here. It means the Steel Serpent has stolen the power of the Iron Fist from Danny, and with it, his chi, his immortal soul. He's sleeping now, but he's slipping away. And so Spider-Man thinks here, "Still can't get over the feeling that I've met her before. If only I could remember where." "What's with the cannon, lady?" Meaning the gun here. "I'm a private eye, hero. The gun's a tool of the trade. You ready, Colleen?" And so you see Colleen's just like a machete here. Wait a minute. You're not going after Scarface, are you? Because if you are, you're crazy, says Spider-Man as he gets down. And Colleen says, "It's Iron Fist's only hope, Spidey. We've got to bring him and Steel Serpent together. Try to reverse the process of transferal." "You're crazy," he says. "Do you think Scarface is just going to stand around and let you zap him? If the power he stole can be restored to Iron Fist, he'll do anything to stop you. He'll never be safe so long as Iron Fist lives. Oh, ladies, I just had a very bad thought." So, alright. Spider-Man continues here. "Unless I read my villains very wrong, we won't have to go looking for the creep. He'll be coming for us, and Iron Fist, and soon. And I think it'll take more and a pop gun and a king-size steak knife to stop him." And so here's the steel serpent here. The power, it feels so good within me, as I always knew it would. Once I've slain Iron Fist, it will be mine for all time, and I, the outcast of Kunlun, will become invincible. And so we're going to get a bit of an origin on him. You can also check out the Marvel database that I put in there and just click on his character and it'll give you more of his origin here. So, Outcast, even after more than 20 years, the name still sears his soul. It wasn't always that way. He'd been the firstborn son of Lei Kung, the Thunderer. I don't know anything about Iron Fist. I don't follow Iron Fist. The only Iron Fist I'm familiar with was when Ed Brubaker with David Aja covered, or not covered, did like 12 issues or so. So I'm sort of familiar with that, but I've never even read the Chris Claremont era of Iron Fist because, excuse me here. Sorry, I had to cough. I didn't hit the mute button fast enough here. So I just am not very familiar with Iron Fist, like I said. So from the beginning, Davos knew he'd been marked for greatness. So knew in his heart of hearts that he was the chosen one of the legend, the one destined to become Iron Fist. There is the ritual garb. My son, I pray the gods will find you worthy of it. And he's like, they will, father. In all of Kunlun, only one man was Davos equal. Wendell Rand Kai, firstborn son of Tuon, who was the UT, the august personage in Jade. One of them, Wendell or Davos, would face the undying dragon Shao Lao. That one to be determined by the test of combat. When the test was over, Danny won. So, yield, Davos. This is no death duel, and you've earned honor enough for 100 men. Yield. And he's like, never. And so, the leader says, enough. The Yama King that I have no wish to see a warrior of Kunlun beaten to a pulp because his pride will not let him admit defeat. So, Wendell Rand Kai is the victor. Here. He has earned the right to face Shao Lao. You have fought well, Davos. Be content with. He's like, no. And so, Davos, be silent, says his dad. The duel cannot end. I still stand. You do this only because Wendell Rand Kai is your son. And, he's still here. Silence will not change the truth. The truth is that you were fairly beaten and that your words have shamed us all. So you can see him casting him out. So Lei Kung sent him to the Tower of Meditation, but Davos never arrived there. Instead, he trekked out of the Eternal City towards the towering encampment that sheltered and protected Kunlun from the world around it. Archaic One, hear the words of Davos, son of Lei Kung the Thunderer. Face me if you dare. I have come to take my heart. So he gets the dragon. And so Shao Lao drew first blood, marking Davos with a scar he would wear till the day he died. But Davos knew the dragon's secret. He used his body to block the power flowing from Shao Lao's heart within the chamber to the dragon's brand on its sinuous body. But he couldn't hold on long enough. The pain was too great. The dragon looked at him a moment, contempt in its great golden eyes. And then it was gone. Lei Kung found him weeping in the snow and took him home without a word. Wendell strangely did not challenge the dragon, but when Kunlun had next appeared on Earth and Tuon had banished Davos to Earth till the end of time for his sacrilege, Wendell had followed for reasons of his own. Since then, Tuon had died. Wendell's brother succeeded him as UT. Wendell had sired a son and died. That son had become Iron Fist, and Davos had waited, watched, and planned. So now we know. So, and the reason I covered it is because since I don't cover Iron Fist or know really anything about Iron Fist, I might as well share it because chances are most of you also don't necessarily follow Iron Fist either. So now we all know. And like G.I. Joe always said, knowing is half the battle. And so Steel Serpent yells out, "Hear me, Wendell Rand, you thrice damned shade! You sought to cheat me of my heart's desire, but you failed. The Iron Fist is mine, and before this night is ended, your cursed half-breed human son will join you in the land of the dead." So Spider-Man behind him, you can see him zip him with the web. "Hey, Twinkleteeth, cool it with the yelling. You'll wake the neighbors." So, again, the webbing in the shoulder. Spider-Man then pulls him out. "I've been grabbed, Spider-Man!" And Spider-Man says, "How blindingly perceptive of you, Scarface. And in about 3 seconds, you're going to get punched as well, so don't go away." And so Spidey tries to punch him, but he missed because, dude is fast. And then he easily flips him over here. Again, you see this style of Spider-Man, and even the one on the... This is the John Romita way to draw Spider-Man. This was Marvel's Spider-Man house style. Artists pretty much got free reign for the most part with anybody except Spider-Man. With Spider-Man, he sort of had to be drawn a certain way. So, very typical of the 70s here. So Spider-Man goes after him again, but still gets dismissed. So, very interesting on the spider logo here. So Spider-Man manages to save himself by going from here to here to here. So he lands fine. And so Spider-Man, we're now in this panel here. "Sure hope the girls stayed inside like I told them, because Scarface is way out of their league. Where is that bozo anyway?" And of course the spider sense goes up. And "Cripes, he's behind me." And Steel Serpent kicks him in the head. Look at that. Spidey sense gave me a second warning. Gotta roll with Serpy's kick. Let him think he's clobbered me. And look at him. "You're finished, human." So, of course, Spider-Man is not, and punches him. But it really didn't work. He says, "Incredible. Never have felt such a blow." But he didn't sell it. So take a hint. Why don't you? Fall down. Impudent pup. Your taunts will not save you. But Misty Knight grabs him here and hits him against the wall. Of course, she's got a bionic arm, sort of like the $6 million man. So take him, Colleen. My pleasure, Miss Knight. So, all right, and you can see she hits him with the sword, but the sword is not sheath. So he says, "We need you alive, fella, else I'd be striking you with the sword, with a scabbarded sword, but with naked steel." And of course, Spider-Man's like, "Gotta move fast before they kill him here." So, and he's fighting both of them here. And she's about to hit him with it, but you can see Spider-Man kind of grabbing. Spider-Man, of course, does not kill, just like Batman. So that is the one thing you can take to the bank. Neither one of those two heroes will kill. So, and of course, she's like, "Spider-Man, what have you done?" And Steel Serpent's like, "Gave me the opening I needed, woman. And that is a gift I will not refuse." And just decks Colleen here and makes a run for it. So, Spider-Man goes and follows him, says he's going into the park, goes from behind and hits him from behind, and so off they go. the Steel Serpent is quite fast, so I'm sort of just kind of giving action and just a little bit of what's going on because I'm trying to keep Chris Claremont can be a little wordy, so it's just kind of cool to see him doing something other than X-Men. By the way, I have a playlist with the X-Men. I cover X-Men every weekday. And so Spider-Man keeps hitting him and then realizes he's trapped as if just as if a little ball field could really trap him, but um Steel Serpent says, I have you, hero, hemmed up by the baseball backstop. You're trapped. He's like, he's right. I can't jump the fence from this angle. And if I tried to climb, he'll just smash the whole thing down. Have to wait till the last second and hope I can duck the punch. It's your vaunted speed against mine, Wildcrawler. Which will prove faster? And behind, neither Davos as Iron Fist has shown up. For you will not harm Spider-Man until you're finished with me. And so... But when I left you, you were as good as dead. And Spider-Man's like, can't win them all, Twinkle Teeth, and kicks him again. No, Whitling, just watch me as he punches Spider-Man. So, now the two of them are going to fight it out here. Very interesting. You're starting to see the stuff that John Byrne will become even better at doing, as you know, John Byrne's one of the greatest artists here. So all right, so Misty Knight's helping Spider-Man here, and so Misty's like, let's go save my hero, meaning Iron Fist, and Colleen yells no. And so she's like, let them alone. Misty, Spider-Man, listen to me, please. I have a special kind of rapport with Iron Fist. I know what he feels, how he thinks. I know him. Being Iron Fist is more than wearing a fancy costume and having fists that glow in the dark. It's an ideal, a dream. It's believing in a code of honor, a tradition that's lasted 1,000,000 years. That's a long time. But you see, Iron Fist has to prove here and now to himself more than anyone that he is worthy of his name and all that goes with it. So, and Spider-Man says, what if he loses? Then at least he'll have died with honor. He'll still be dead, Colleen. But here we go. So, the two continue to fight here. And so I'll kind of read this because there's kind of more with Iron Fist here. So and again, I don't want to do it disservice by not reading it because I'm not, like I said, I'm not very familiar with Iron Fist. So the glow, it's reaching up Davos' arms, burning away his costume. It's like the times I've used the Iron Fist to heal my wounds. Only with Davos, the power's like a wild thing. Instead of curing him, it's feeding on him. Heart of the dragon, it can be. There's no other answer. The Iron Fist is a force of will. The power of Shao Lao can be shaped by the warrior who possesses it. But above all, it has to be controlled, he says, or he thinks here. Davos has forgotten that. If he knew... and now the power's turning on him, consuming him. I've got to help him. Only seconds left. I've got to try to absorb the power back into my body. Drain Davos as he drained me. But the power raging, tearing at him, body and soul. The shock may kill us both. Have to risk it, though. No, you're taking my power. I won't let you. I'll... And suddenly you hear this. A shakaw. Danny yells Misty. And so, here's a figure. We don't know yet which one it is. And he's like, Misty. And it was Danny. And so she rushes to him to have a passionate kiss. And so Spider-Man, love it, the heroic pose. Hey, Iron Fist, I hate to intrude. And I hope you'll excuse my asking, but what happened? To the Steel Serpent, you mean? Says Iron Fist. The Iron Fist happened. Oh, that explains everything, he says. Strangely enough, it does. He wanted the Iron Fist more than life itself without really knowing what it was. And so here you can see this little energy blurb here. When we fought, he forgot who he was, what he was. All that mattered was killing me any way he could. He unleashed the Iron Fist, but put no check on it. So the power built up inside him, and when it finally turned on him, his will wasn't strong enough to hold it back. Power this great is often its own judge, jury, and executioner. Steel Serpent wasn't worthy of the Iron Fist, and he's paid the price. And Missy says, "Come on, Hotshot, you're still hurt. We'd best get you home and into bed." So Spider-Man says, "Misty, something's been bugging me all evening. Have we met before?" And she says, "I was wondering when you'd ask." "We sure have, Webhead. A few Christmas Eves back, I got jumped by some muggers on my way to a party in Jersey, and you and some dude in a flying bathtub took care of me." So it says here, there's laughter now fading quickly into the night. Then finally, there's only silence. And so we get an epilogue here. Whether or not this is Claremont kind of wrapping up the stuff that he was doing on Iron Fist. So we got Kunlun here, and so it looks like whoever this was, Lei Kung, was watching, and so this guy comes in and he goes, "My lord, forgive me, UT. I did not mean to intrude your inner sanctum. And UT says, "I know what has happened, Thunderer. I'm truly sorry for your son's death. I wish so much. Only now it's too late for wishing. I am old before my time, my friend, and I am alone. That choice was yours, Dragon Lord." And he says, "and I have paid for it. I looked at your son, at Steel Serpent, and I saw myself too. Hated and feared Iron Fist. At times, I even wished him dead, because I thought that one day he would return to Kunlun and take from me my heart's desire. I must have been mad. I have known Daniel Rand for half his life, and yet not know the boy at all. His life is bound to earth. Kunlun, all we represent, is to him no more than a dream." And the Thunderer says, "Perhaps, my lord, but he is an immortal son of an immortal city, and both our stories are far from ended." So next, the coming of Captain Britain. So Marvel Team Up 64 by Chris Claremont, writer, John Byrne, penciler. Like and subscribe. I do thank you for listening. Goodbye.